corny slash cornball, the most overused adjective in the entirety of the decade. Maybe just the most overused word in general. A word that is used so much for people and things others dislike to the point where, let's be honest, the word is absolutely meaningless at this point. Now it basically just means, hey, see that thing I don't like? Well, the fact I don't like it means I'm gonna call it corny. And don't worry, if someone says something and I call what they said corny, then someone I like says the same thing, you know I'm gonna pretend that it's now all of a sudden super profound. And look, there's a lot of words that fit the same mold as overused to the point where it just means thing I don't like. But I feel like corny just stands out from the rest of them, mainly due to the fact that, in my opinion, it's the most overused and frustrating one by far. And like I already implied, most of the people talking about someone and saying, wow, look how corny this guy is, probably couldn't give you an answer as to what corny actually means. And even if someone does have an answer, it's always something different. Because don't you get the feeling that when someone has distaste for something, they just randomly pick a meaningless word that's popular at the time? Wow, this video sucks. You are so glazed. I mean, yeah, I've never been a big fan of mushrooms, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna call them corny. Maybe your opinion on what the word means to you can be different than someone else's, but I just can't help but feel like the people that are throwing this word all around are just people who are not fun to be around. The people that try to act super above others while simultaneously calling people who do the same corny. Which is why I feel most people slinging this word around are typically those who just genuinely enjoy hating on things. The people who listen to music they know they will hate without having an open mind, just for the purpose of reviewing the album low on some music review website. Wow, you put yourself through misery just so you can show other people how big of a hater you are. So noble. And I know the whole there's too much hate is something I've talked about a lot recently. Well, if you can call that recently. I'm sorry guys, I'll try to do better. But I still feel like it's something to get people to think about, because not to sound like an unk here, but if you didn't say it seems like people are just becoming bigger and bigger haters these days, you'd be lying. I could mention some big and famous figures contributing to this, but if you know, you know. In fact, people are probably going to call me corny for making this video, but hey, that's fine, the word means nothing. Considering people will hear someone say, hey man, you should love yourself, and be like, get a load of this guy, which is why I feel like it's a good time to say, why is corny even an insult? Half the time people call someone corny is just for saying something positive. The fact that that can be seen as a bad thing is kind of concerning. And trust me, I know when looking at something negatively is needed. But is it needed when someone is genuinely just sharing an opinion? And don't get me wrong, I've done that many times, because with most things I talk about, I'm a hypocrite who's done the same thing at least at some point. And look, I also don't really want to come off as preachy and like I'm so much better than everyone else, because I have plenty of other problems and areas of my life I struggle with, so I'm definitely not trying to make it sound that way. So I'll end this off by saying, maybe this video won't do very good, maybe people won't like it, maybe people will be mad that this is my first video after such a long break, which is fair, but I'll try to not let any of that affect me so I can actually get back into posting more, because YouTube has stressed me out a lot at times, which is part of the reason why I've taken such long breaks. And I'm just trying to not let that negatively affect me. So I hope at least someone watching enjoyed and found some value from this video. I promise I'll try to post some longer videos into the mix as well, even if they don't end up doing very good or don't end up being as high quality. I will see you soon. Goodbye.